Well, good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday night, Devo with Rebecca. That's me. Um, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend as we are just coming off Thanksgiving weekend in Canada here. And I hope that you were able to get together with friends and family. Um, I don't know if you're new to our Facebook Live, Instagram Lives, and whether you've been tracking this or not, but my family is actually relocating this month. And so we had the opportunity to get together with lots of good friends over the weekend. Trying to get together with as many friends as we can as our days are winding down, and it is very difficult. There's not enough days to get together with everybody that we would love to, but one thing that did, it came to mind as I was thinking about this evening and topic of discussion. So I thought I would jump into that. COVID has made a lot of people reevaluate their lives and realize what what they want to spend their time doing. We've seen so many people have, just relocated for one reason or another, or have there's apparently a trend of people that have you know changed their vocation or decided to go back to school, or because they weren't working in the field that they studied, or making huge life changes, deciding to spend more time outdoors and going for walks where they never did before. um, all great things. But some of the things that have come out of COVID is that it's making us think about how we're spending our lives and what we're doing with our lives and doing with the time that we have. And it's very interesting how people have changed what they're doing because of COVID, on the positive side of things. So it's another one of those blessings that have come out of COVID, I think, as people are reevaluating or just evaluating life. So I decided to talk tonight about nameless energy drinks, bulls, gators, and everything in between. Um, what do you think that I might be talking about? I would love to see some guesses here. Um, I did actually initially call it, what did I say? Red Bull, Gatorade, and everything in between. But then I thought there might be some copyright or patent, so I thought I better change that. Hence the nameless energy drinks. Um, anyway, I don't see any comments yet. Nobody's even hazarding a guess. I did give a little bit of a hint in the description, but I'll go a little bit more into what I was going to say and see if you can hazard some guesses. Um, so as I've looked at my life, and this was actually pre-COVID. I was doing, kind of a life assessment. And as I looked at my life, the question was posed to me, what is it that makes your heart sing? What fuels you? What makes you tick? What gives you joy? And for me, a lot of that came from time with family, time with friends, having fun, and ministry related. For me, it was my involvement in music, my involvement in drama, and using my artistic side, as well as my other linear logical thinking side that gets a lot of that from my work. So having those creative outlets along with having time with the people that I love, friends and family. So as I was, contemplating this, I wanted to ask you, what is your fuel? See where I'm coming from with the Nameless Energy drinks and fuel talk? What is it that fuels you? What you feel um, energizes you? What brings you to life? What gives you joy when you do it? When you're, spending time in that way. So, what's your fuel? Um, what gives you? And not to be like too cheesy with the Red Bull, but the other way you could look at it, what gives you wings? We'll just go back to the non-copyright one. um, but I think it's really important for us to think about, what is it that brings joy to your life? What is it that you find really energizes you and gives you that life force, that energy, that source? And so, what does the Bible say? Our the standard Christian response would be, Genesis 2:7, God formed man and breathed life into him. John 15:1 to 27, where Jesus says he's the vine, we are the branches, and we can't bear fruit without him. So, the standard Christian answer, and I'm not saying it's bad because it is deeply rooted in the Bible and biblical teachings and what Jesus taught us. But the standard response might be, well, my source of joy, my source of strength, my source of wisdom, peace, comfort, truth, love, that is my faith. That is God in me, and me allowing him to be that source for me. And that is true. That is so true for me. And I think for anybody who has really leaned on God for the strength, for the wisdom, for the peace, for the love that they need at any given moment. But there is such a thing as spending so much time with God that you're not spending the time you need to be spending with other people, so that you can then fulfill his command to spread the gospel of his love for us. So if you're spending all your time with God, but you aren't spending any time with people, then in those biblical terms, what's the point? Right? And I'm not to say that if you're doing that, you need to, like, please don't take that as being that, your life is worthless, because there is always life worth. You are very precious, and your life is worth more. It's priceless. But in order to make our lives worth more, we need to give more. We need to not hold it closely to ourselves. And this is a message that is throughout the Bible, through the Old Testament, through the New Testament. A lot of it is in Proverbs, which is actually one of my favorite books, because there's so many nuggets of words of wisdom just in like one or two sentences, and they're like, it's just full of them. And it is the book of wisdom. It's kind of called that. But like one example is Proverbs 18:24, where it says, One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. And then Proverbs 17:17 says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother born for a time of adversity. And then in John 15:23, John 15, verses 12 to 13, Jesus says, my command is this, love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. So you're getting a sense here that friendships are so important for us to have. Even in the book of Job, where Job was wrought with losing everything that he held dear in his life, property, family, children, wife, you name it, he lost it. And even in the book of Job, so Job 16, verse 20 to 21, he says, my intercessor is my friend as my eyes pour out tears to God. On behalf of a man, he pleads with God as one pleads for a friend. So our friends are not only our sources of strength, they not only stick closer to us than brothers at times, they not only love at all times, but they also intercede for us. So they speak to God, they pray for us when we can't do it ourselves. So, what a source of support we receive from our friends. So, it's so important for us to be good friends, to foster relationships, and to invest our time in our relationships so that we can support each other as well as supporting those that we may not know that well. Job 42:10 says, when Job prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes, giving him twice as much as before. So when we take our focus off ourselves and off our own problems, and we, divert our energy to helping others, to praying for others, to supporting others and helping them through their troubles, we get blessed, and we get doubly blessed, because we are not focused on ourselves. We are focusing on others and on our friends. And then moving into the New Testament, we have 1 Thessalonians 5:11, where therefore encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. And that whole concept continues again. I mean, Thessalonians comes after Romans, but Romans, love one another with brotherly affection, outdo one another in showing honor. All of this is treatment of each other, treatment of friends, keeping people close. And I love this one in Colossians 3, bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you. And then another one that is I know I'm throwing out a lot of verses here, and I'm going to kind of bring it all together here. But in Ecclesiastes, if either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. See how important it is for us to have friends. Pity the one who falls and has no one to help them up. It's because no man is an island, no woman is an island, no person is an island. We all need friends. We all need to, we were made as social animals, social creatures, and we need that social support. And those relationships are so important. And I'm just going to, there's a couple more, but I'm just going to leave this last one. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. So as you think about what makes you tick, Do friendships play a role in all of that for you? Have you built in the time? Have you put in the time to relationships and to friendships to be able to be blessed through those relationships and to be a blessing through those relationships and friendships? If you are more of an introvert, more introvertly inclined, that might be a really tough thing to even think about. I am more of an introvert than an extrovert. I'm kind of borderline, but I do generally get energized more so by I need to regroup on my own. So I understand where you might be coming from. If you say, this is just too difficult for me, I cannot put any energy into true people relationships. But I want to strongly encourage you to do so. I encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and to make those relationships an important part of your life. The Bible tells us, I went through it really quickly, all those different verses, but so many different verses between the Old Testament and the New Testament of how important relationships are, how important it is for us to love each other, to love our neighbors, to build each other up as friends, to build those relationships so that we can support each other. And that, no man or woman is an island. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. And we want to carry each other's burdens so that in this way we can fulfill the law of Christ, which is to love one another. So as you go to bed tonight, I would love for you to just think about that. Think about the relationships in your life and those that you can maybe invest more of yourself into. Maybe not necessarily more time, or maybe not necessarily, in person, but how you can invest in other people in those relationships so that you can then continue to be a source of strength for those people. So that's where I'm at tonight. And I hope that that has spoken to you. It speaks to me as I think about, my life and saying goodbye to many, many good friends and the difficulty that it brings and the sadness. Um, but knowing that, that we are called to this, we are called to make friends and make relationships and bond with people. So no matter where you are, no matter what you do, we have that opportunity. So I pray that you are able to do so and able to get out of your comfort zone if that is not where it sits for you right now. And have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.